So in this video I will look at a slow air leak that I have noticed on the back tire of the NIU KQi2. So in the previous video I cleaned the scooter, and in this video I will try to figure out why the air is very slowly leaking out of the tire. So when I inflate the tire in the morning to 50 psi, I can ride the scooter with no problems. By the afternoon it's about 28 psi, and by the next morning it goes down to about 20 psi or so. So it's not a catastrophic leak, but it's still annoying having to inflate the tire every day. So hopefully we will manage to find the small leak and fix it, and the worst case scenario, if we don't find it, I have some tire slime, so I might try that instead. So let's get to it. Okay, so we are at the next step, trying to find where the air is leaking from the back tire. So I set up the scooter on a small chair and then put this tray underneath it that I will fill with water just to the rim, so the whole tire is submerged, and then I will slowly turn it and see if bubbles come out anywhere. Okay, so first let's check the tire pressure and inflate the tire to 50 psi. So in the 2 days since I inflated the tire, it has gone from 50 down to 12 psi, so there is definitely a slow leak. So let's inflate it back up. Okay, we are at 50 psi, so now let's take off the pump. Put the cup back on. And now let's slowly add water into the tray. Okay, so now we have the tray filled with water, and the water just reaches the rim part of the tire, and now let's slowly spin it around and watch with an additional light to see if we see any bubbles coming out. And here we can see bubbles coming out. So we have a small hole there in the tire. Let's keep rotating it and see if we have any more. Okay, let me take it closer. And okay, now we can't see it, but and here you can see the bubbles. So there appears to be a tiny hole over here. It's not even visible. You can hear it as well. Okay, so let's continue around, and hopefully we won't have any other holes. Okay, so that appears to be the only hole. You can see how the bubbles are escaping from there. Okay, so that's the easiest way how you can detect the hole. I mean, you can also use the soapy water trick, which would work and should show you the bubbles like this as well. But this is the way I did it. And now, since it's a tubeless tire, I will go and find a plug kit. I'm not sure if I have one around or I might need to order one. So we will continue the repair once I get the tire plug kit, and we can try and plug the hole in the tire, and hopefully it will fix the leaking issue. We have a small pin size hole in the tire, and I have some tire slime here, a valve extraction tool, and tubeless tire repair kit, and a syringe for measuring the slime. So from the repair kit, you can see the hole that we are dealing with is very small, so to use the plug kit I would need to make the hole bigger, which is not ideal. So what I will first do is I will put 50 milliliters of the slime into the tire and see if that works. If not, then I will put a bit more based on the directions on the website of the slime manufacturer. And if that still doesn't work, then we might move on to the plug kit. Okay, so let's get started with the process. So first we need to release the air from the tire and remove the valve core. So you can use anything to push the small. You can even do it with your nail. Okay, the tire is empty now. Now we will take out the okay, let me put this into a clean place. Okay, now we will take the syringe and fill it with slime up to the 50 millimeter mark. You could also just use this to squeeze it in, but there is no measurement indicator on the bottle, so I want to put an exact amount into the tire and not just by eye. So that's why I'm using the syringe, but if you don't have a syringe or don't want to use it, then you can just squeeze a bit directly into the tire. Okay, let's insert it. Okay, I had to take out the small tip from the syringe because it got blocked by the rubber particles. And now let's take some Q-tips and clean up the entry so the valve doesn't get dirty from the slime. Okay, now let's put back the valve cover so we can re-inflate the tire. Okay, and this is where we have the flat, so I'm gonna roll the tire this way so the slime makes its way down first, and then I will inflate the tire and we will spin it around and hopefully the slime clogs the hole. Okay, now let's try to inflate the tire to 50 psi. Okay, now let's move the puncture back down. So the slime makes its way to the bottom of the tire where the puncture is before we spin the tire around. I will put some soapy water over the puncture hole, so if it still leaks we would see it. And so far it doesn't seem to be leaking. Okay, let's now spin the tire around to distribute the slime, and then we will leave it with the hole down so that any excess slime leaks to the bottom and hopefully seals it. So let me turn on the scooter. Okay. There are still no bubbles over the puncture hole. Okay, let's check the tire pressure. Okay, we are at 37. Let's bump it to 52. The 2 psi is gonna leak when I take off the pump anyway. Okay, so now let me take off the pump. And now I will move the puncture to the bottom, and let's leave it like this for a couple of hours or until the morning, and then I will recheck the tire pressure and see if it holds. It's been 24 hours, so let's check if the tire is still holding the pressure. And it looks like it's still at nearly full. The 2 psi was lost when you detach and attach the pump. So it looks like the tire slime fixed the small puncture, so there is no need to use the plug kit, and I will let you know if it holds up, but it seems to be good. I used 50 grams of the Armadillo's red tire slime or tire sealant. So that is it for this short video on fixing the puncture on the back tire of the KQi2. If you have any questions about the process, leave a comment under the video, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It really does help me out. And thanks for watching. See you next time.